Hey guys, welcome back to Sins of London, and we're going to start episode 2, which is exciting. So let's go ahead and continue. Last time we were picked up for murder, which is just, who was the witness? Oh, wait, hey. Here's something interesting. You can't see my pointer, but here on this other guy, the guy we met in the brothel, on his neck is that pendant that we just sold to Riker, so that's interesting that he's wearing that, actually. So I wonder, like, does that belong to him? Is that why he was looking so sketchy? That was his pendant up there? Because he seemed really overly critical of someone in... Because we see him here decked out in, like, he has, like, a revolver or whatever. Yeah, oh, wait, she has magic in her hand. Oh, she's supposed to have magic? Oh, maybe that's what that was saying. Okay, so maybe one is like using like the dead and the other one is like Crimson Shadow. I don't know. There's a lot going on. I forgot to read the intro. It says something about a prison break or stuff, some other stuff. I'm so sorry, I forgot. You can read it at the beginning. I apologize. Chapter 2, Reluctant Friendship. They brought me to Tothill Fields Prison, the absolute worst place on earth. Every day, dozens of people are starved or beaten to death here. Some just go insane. The ones who are lucky enough to survive end up at the gallows or performing hard labor. I have to get out of here, no matter what it takes. I clench my fist in despair. The cold concrete walls and the dull light filtering in through a tiny window reduce my enthusiasm considerably. I've managed to avoid prison for so many years. What did I do wrong? I was so careful. Could Holmes have turned me in? I doubt it. My head is full of dark thoughts and gloomy memories begin to surface. I try to chase them away, but my mind keeps recalling the past. I was orphaned as a baby and never knew the joys of childhood. My life as a foundling in a stranger's family was full of humiliation and hardship. I escaped the first chance I got and headed for London. Oh, look at her. And don't mind me if you see me like lifting my headphones every so often. I'm listening for my baby. I'm sorry. Don't mind me. So many people. The city's whirlwind of sounds and colors is overwhelming. I gape in the middle of the street, unable to move, until a beggar hanging around a richly dressed gentleman catches my attention. Sir, may I carry your coat? Get out of my sight, street rat. The gentleman pushes the beggar away with contempt, and the beggar grins at him through rotten teeth. He stole something. As you say, sir, as you say. The beggar bows and mumbles his apologies. But as he does, his hand slides into the rich man's pocket, nabbing his coin purse. The beggar disappears into the crowd, and I notice several coins on the ground. I'd never seen such shiny, pretty money. I stare at the coins, unable to look away, totally hypnotized. I could buy so much bread or candy. I gasp with the thought that I may actually be able to try sweets. Oh, poor thing. I can't help but reach out for the coins. I catch myself at the last moment. Aunt Elsa says that thieves go to hell. Screw Aunt Elsa. The allure of precious candy clouds my mind, and I can't decide. Pick up the coins or leave them on the ground. I'm a thief. Picked up the coins. Hey, that gentleman, probably doesn't know that they're gone by this point, because he doesn't even realize that his coin purse has been stolen. He could catch me and think I've stolen his coin purse, and the thief is already gone. He's not coming back for these coins, so I might as well just slip them into my custody. I'm just saying. At last, I make up my mind and quickly pick up the money. Eee. Now I'll never have to go back home. The city seems more welcoming to me now. I'm about to leave, but someone yells out, uh-oh. Am I busted? Thief! She stole that money. Uh-oh. Maybe I should have left it there. She grabs my hand and drags me over to the rich gentleman. He's already looking for his coin purse, and when he obviously doesn't find it, he turns to me. What's in your pockets, girl? I don't have anything. The man looks at my clenched hand holding the golden coins. Where'd you get these? Oh no. I have to take you to the police. I keep trying to say that it's not my fault, that I don't know the thief, but no one listens to me. I'm dragged into Scotland Yard by the back of my neck like an unruly kitten. I wonder if I would have been grabbed either way. Some of the townspeople eye me with pity or curiosity, others stare at me in contempt. But most passerbys don't care about a simple street urchin. I'm crying and begging him to let me go, tearing myself away, screaming. Last time being nice didn't help. So let's wait some help. His strong hands clench my palm like pincers, but I keep trying to break free. Hussein, it wasn't me. I'm not at fault. Even though I failed to escape, I refuse to go quietly. I'm brought to the precinct and locked in a cell. It's so small that my malnourished body barely fits inside. When the heavy iron door shuts behind me, I start to feel scared for real. The feeling of captivity, isolation, and loneliness rush at me all at once. And they stole my money. And I start crying. It feels like I'm never going to see sunshine again. The cold hand of fate clenches my heart and I sink into hopelessness. Some choices boost your sepulchral whisper or crimson shadow. This is how you cope with problems, though influence the plot later on. I sit like this for several hours and fall deeper into despair. The only thing I have left is pray to all the gods, scratching the wall. So, do we go more supernatural or scratching the wall? Pray to all the gods. Pray to all the gods might be the sepulchral one. I like it because it's purple. The skill itself had a little purple icon. Look, that's not enough to go off on. I don't know why I'm being weird about this. I don't know, guys. I usually do the more mystical one. What if I go for the... There she is. 1 second. So, while I was feeding Alice, I had some reflection time to think about what I wanted to do here. So, okay, in my mind, like, the three of us are going to get together, me and the two guys on the cover, correctly, probably, and get together and start fighting these supernatural creatures. In my mind, Sherlock is already doing that. I'm being pulled into that, so I'm going to be doing that very soon, obviously. I'm the main character here. And I assume that the other guy is going to follow suit, whether or not he already knows about the supernatural. I'm going to say maybe, considering that he's wearing the pendant on the front cover, or not. So, in my mind, I'm kind of picturing like Castlevania vibes. It's the series on Netflix right now. And so I kind of feel like I should go more magical vibes. Because I keep getting a feeling, okay, so I feel like praying to the gods probably is like considering a more mystical thing, or scratching the wall kind of stuff. But I usually go magic, but that's just my deal, you know. But I like magic, whereas the other one seems a bit more physical, and I usually don't do that maybe until like a second run or something like that. But I'm still feeling like we should be like the magic girl in Castlevania. I can't remember her name right now. I apologize. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of different magic girls on Castlevania. The one on Netflix. Anyway, so I'm going to go that route. Especially because we have the magic on our hands in the front, on the front cover as well. So I'm going to go this one. I like mystical stuff. Okay, anyway. I never thought seriously about God, but at this moment, you're calling to the mystical powers. I really want to believe that supernatural forces will spirit me away from here. So I close my eyes and I pray like never before. Lord, if you're there, please help me. Sepulchral whisper. I don't remember a single invocation, but I make up my own and I let myself believe. And it seems as if God can actually hear me. Something changes. There's a strange smell in the air. It must be him coming. But then the cell begins to fill with smoke and I hear loud voices in the hallway. Fire! Smoke billows inside and I start to choke. Not quite what I had in mind. Hey, someone help. I struggle for air. My lungs feel like those of a sickly child. My eyes are tearing up. Hello? I'm here. Let me out. I hear a commotion and someone's shouting, but no one's coming for me. I'm locked in this cage, consciousness fading. Please. The walls close in, pushing the last of the clean air out. My lungs are screaming, but I can't breathe in. My vision starts to fade, and I scarcely hear a screeching sound from the lock. And then a figure leans over me. Hey, little one. Are you alive? What the heck? Why does he look so crazy? Hold on. Okay. He also looks familiar. You rescue me? That's what I intend to do. But we need to hurry up before the Bobbies realize we're gone. Bobby, that's like police officer, right? Or something like that. A Bobby's a term for a 19th century English policeman named after Minister Robert Peel. Huh. As he says it, I notice his face. Blotchy and gaunt, it doesn't look like the face of a policeman or a guard. I saw faces like this in the slums once, as I hid from the cold. And faces like this usually belong to thieves and murderers. His dirty fingers clutch my small hand, and I stagger back in horror. Are you a murderer? Whoever I am, I'm trying to save your life. As I sat in the neighboring cell, I heard you pray, hoping to meet the Lord. But there are no gods nor angels to help you. It's just you and me, my girl. Now hurry. You don't want to end up in a labor camp. He pulls me out of the cell and leads me away from the flames. I'll never forget that day. And I'll never let anyone cage me again. Thus, we're busting out. My visions of the past fade, and I realize, bitterly, that vow has been broken. I'm locked in a cell again. I'm not supposed to be here. I can't. My heart starts beating faster, my palms are sweating, and it's getting harder to breathe. I almost started to sing, what is it, Lose Yourself by Eminem. I'm sorry. When you talk about your palms are sweaty. Oh my god, I had to stop. My lungs seem to fill with smoke again. I panic. Calm down, Melody. To my relief, the door opens and a guard steps in. You've got a visitor. But who? Your husband. He smirks unpleasantly and spits on the floor. Go, he's waiting for you. What? My husband? This must be a joke. An array of possibilities fill my mind, but then I see him. Okay, who do we think it is? Placing my bets. From the way that he smirked, I'm gonna say the guy from the brothel. It could be Sherlock, but I'm gonna say the guy from the brothel. I think it's somebody that we know, though. From the way he smirked. That's what made me think it was him. So we meet again, darling. Hey, look at his fancy coat. He looks all fancy. How'd you know I was in here? How do you know I was in here unless he was the one who said that he witnessed the murder? That's suspicious. You're suspicious right now. I know ultimately he's probably going to be a friendo, but right now he's suspicious. You. Please call me Gray. Gray, interesting. Okay. And why are you pretending to be my husband? Clever, right? We had to have this meeting one way or another. They wouldn't let me see you otherwise. And yet, who are you? We engage in a staring competition. I win, and he looks away. Well, you're meticulous, aren't you? I'm just a pilgrim. I've recently returned from India, and I'm making myself at home in the capital. So you're a traveler, and a gentleman of fortune? Just one of my merits. Okay, so what do you want? I know your bleeding heart brought you here. Why are you so distrustful? Whatever happened to chivalry and rescuing damsels in distress? Yeah, okay, got it. I just want to help. Why? Let's just say I have a vested interest in you. Well, this means that you don't just want to help. It's something that you want. I've only been in prison for a few hours, and here you are. Word travels quickly in the city. By now, half of London knows that the thief who robbed Madame Hammond has been caught. Okay, but what does that have to do with murder? Really? Uh-huh. And that's when I recall meeting you at the brothel. You really didn't look much like a courtesan. Gray's words are reassuring, flowing like a calming river over my nerves, but there's a tangled mess behind his eyes. I don't trust him. Dude, look at that face. So, you're here to save me? Uh-huh. What's your plan? Well, let's discuss the conditions of my assistance first. Aha, there it is. Everyone in the city is motivated by profit. And so Mr. Gray is no longer the valiant knight, rather he's a scavenger living at the expense of people in need. What happened to damsels in distress? Sure, but a man's gotta eat. I'd wager you snatched quite the pretty prize yesterday. So I'll help you escape in exchange for a simple trinket. He's looking for the amulet. The vulture. Of course, he's only in it for the money. Though, he could get me out of here. The choice you're about to make will influence your relationship with Gray. Interesting. That normally doesn't happen. They normally don't specifically say that it will influence your relationship with someone. Only later, after you choose an answer, they'll tell you this influenced your relationship with so-and-so. But they warned me beforehand this is going to influence my relationship with him, how I respond here. So, I don't want to get off on a bad foot. Just like I didn't want to get off on a bad foot with Sherlock, so we fixed that. So, let's try tactfully. I mean, usually she's like supposed to be like a baddie, but I feel like this is, let's see. Gray's a profiteer, but he's offered me a good deal. So I force myself to smile and say, fine, I'm in. Gray appreciates your tact. Okay. So, appreciation. Boom. Okay. I knew you were a sensible lass. Good. Now, kiss me. Who do you think you are? Your husband? Trust me, it's a key part of the plan. He approaches me, but the guard interferes. Sir, your time is up. Please, just 1 minute longer. No can do. Gray produces several banknotes that quickly disappear into the policeman's pocket. Please, I just want to say goodbye to my wife. Fine, but be quick. We step aside and Gray pretends to hug me. Here, hide it. You'll find it useful. He covers me with his arm, pretending to be a doting husband as I hide the tool in the folds of my dress. That's enough. The date is over. Take a step back, sir. I spend the rest of the day thinking about my future escape, going over the plan again and again. When the night shadows at last creep into my cell, I'll be able to act without hesitation. Saw through the bars on the window, tie my clothes into a rope, and climb down. Am I supposed to remember that? Okay. Saw, tie, and climb. That's where Gray will be waiting. It's time. My movements are quick and light. I try not to make a sound. From time to time, the shadow of a guard passes by my cell, so I rush to the corner and pretend to be sleeping. Finally, I make it to the bars. Now for the rope, I have to use my underwear. I take off my stockings, pantaloons, corset. Gotta save the queen. If it wasn't for all these garments being so in fashion right now. Soon, there's a small pile of clothes in front of me, about to become my makeshift route to freedom. My fingers move quickly, ripping the rags and tying the pieces together, but it's not enough. Damn it, the rope is too short. I have nothing else I can take off. I have to make an audacious move. Guards! I give for some time until someone decides to listen. This is that same guy. It's him. Lord. What's with all the noise? It's so cold in here. I'm freezing. Do you happen to have a blanket? Huh, this isn't a hotel. He's clearly annoyed, unwilling to help me, and yet I have to try. You're responsible for the prisoners here, aren't you? I don't think it would go over well with the judge if I fall ill before the trial. Whatever, you'll just be hanged anyway. And rightly so. Murders like you should burn in the flames of hell. His words feel like cold iron in my stomach. Murderer? Am I accused of murder? What? That's what they said when they brought you here. In fact, I'm surprised you didn't ask Gray about it. But I don't have time for despair. I need to get out. Still, it just wouldn't do if I didn't make it to court. I coughed desperately, trying to persuade him. Sometimes the story can take different paths. The path you take depends on your fame. It seems to work. Path of high fame. Fine, fine. Just turn away. I don't want to get infected. The constable hurries away, and soon I'm given a thin blanket almost destroyed by moths. You didn't have to pay thanks to your high fame. Oh, I would have to give him my money. Thanks to this blanket, I managed to tie a suitable rope. I tie one into the bars and throw the other out the window. There's a shadow down below. It's gray. It must be crazy to agree to this. The wind is howling and the rope swings wildly side to side. I poke my head out and a sudden gust of wind takes my breath away. I stagger backward. No, I can't. I'll fall. I'll die. But my choice is either a cell or the dark. In the sky. A tiny suffocating cage. I made up my mind. I hold tightly to the rope and step into nothingness. When at last my feet touch the ground, my hands can barely release the rope. I can't feel my fingers. I nearly fell several times and I can't shake off the terror. We need to hurry. The police will be here any minute. Yeah, sure. He shakes me softly as he sees the state I'm in. Melody, look. It's too dangerous to stay here. Soon they'll notice you're gone and the streets will be filled with people looking for you. So, what are you suggesting? We'll go through the sewers. I know all too well what awaits us there. McGray's right. There's no other way. We skulk around several corners, find the correct manhole, and climb underground. He really wants this amulet. I already knew it was probably gonna be important. But I wonder, like, what exactly is important for? Because it seems like the living want it, the undead want it. The sound of water droplets echoed through the tunnels and low arches. The sharp smell of ammonia assaults my nose as soon as the manhole covers closed behind us. Gross. Something brushed against my leg. Breathe deeply. I didn't have time to read that. I was just like, don't freak out and scream. Music just kind of like jumped in. Tiny clawed feet on my legs send shivers through my body. I feel like screaming, but I control the urge. Gray nose is my expression. What's wrong? Nothing. Just rats. He arches his brow. You're doing just fine, for a lass. And we continue our long trek through the maze that is the London sewers. The stench is unbearable. It's humid, and I can't escape a feeling of dread, as if someone's going to pop out in front of us any second. And, of course, the rats. Hundreds, no, thousands of glowing red eyes watch us from every corner. I'm feeling uneasy. Are we there yet? I don't know. Okay, let's see what she says about this. I hope you know where you're going. All tunnels end at the river. We won't get lost. Oddly enough, his words calm me. Logical sense. We walk for ages, and I start to adjust to the putrid smell and the sound of the rats scurrying about. Monotonous walking jogs my mind. I think back to the guard's words. Uh-huh. Why did he call me a murderer? Sorry, what? The guard said I was a murderer. And the constable in the street said the same thing. Gray gives me a strange look, then waves my words off. How do I know? Because you just gave me a strange-ass look. And he talked about a witness? Who could have seen me do something I never did? He keeps walking without looking at me. Gray? He's silent. Say something. How could I know what they made up? I only told them about thievery. I knew it. I knew it. How else would he fucking know that I was there? Everybody's talking about who robbed it. He cuts himself short. What did he mean? Suddenly an unpleasant thought hits me. It was you? You're the witness? You turned me in? He tries to stay calm, but I hear a tremor in his voice. Are you out of your mind? I'm rescuing you. Yes, for a reward. How could I not have realized it sooner? Your appearance was so timely. Don't be ridiculous. I stop. I won't take another step until you tell me the truth. Do you want to go back to that prison? I don't care. My temper flares and I intend to get a confession out of him. Gray stalls for a moment, then rolls his eyes and says, Fine, you saw through me. You profiteering slug. I just need one of the items she stole, the amulet. I find myself at a loss for words, and Gray looks unabashed. Come on, I saved you, and now it's time for me to get mine. Fuck you. First of all, had you wanted the amulet, okay, this is the only way you could think to get it? Like, you have a fuck ton of money for no reason. You could have just paid for it, for one, or stolen it, or followed me or something and figured out where it was. Like, to go out of your way to send me into jail, to put me in your debt, and then try to get the item? Like, why do you have to go out of your way to be a sleazebag? Like, that's my problem. That's my problem with this guy. I already didn't like him because he frequents brothels. I try not to judge on the lustfulness, so I'm like, you know what? I'll let it slide. It's just lust. Fine. He didn't seem like a jerk. Now he's a jerk. Now he's a jerk. I knew it. I knew he had to have been the one. Everyone knows Melody keeps her word. His grin annoys me, and I decide to teach Gray a lesson. Calm down. No. I'm not amused right now. You're right. I do keep my word. A cold smile appears on my face. I'll give you what I've promised. Wonderful, and now? And also what you deserve. With that, I raise my fist and punch Gray square between his eyes. He didn't expect that. He regains his composure. I hit him again, this time between his legs. Gray yelps and doubles over. Now we're even. No, we're not even. You fucking owe me, bitch. I'm not done. I am not done. Okay, so we're romancing Sherlock. There it is. It's decided. Nothing else to decide. Like, okay, I can understand you need the amulet. But the way he did that was really slimy. That was really slimy. I'll probably get over it eventually. But now I'm on the run from the police. Like, it's not just going to end once we get out of here. Because they're still going to think I'm a murderer. You know. So, we walk the rest of the way in silence. Even though I try my best to remain calm, I'm still angry. He tricked me and I let him do it. I can't trust anyone. Rotten sewage sloshes under our feet. Water drips from the ceiling incessantly. It feels as if the tunnels are never ending. But then I see a faint light ahead and another one. It's the way out. We get back into the city and find ourselves in front of a crowded pub. Great. No one thing to look for is here. The pub is so full that its patrons are spilling out onto the street. Finding a vacant booth would be highly unlikely here. Don't worry, the police won't look for you here. A pretty waitress finds her way to us through the boisterous crowd. Welcome to the Rock Bottom Moon. Rock Bottom. Hi, Leslie. Mr. Gray, you're back. She throws herself at him with a happy shriek, but pulls back and wrinkles her nose in confusion. What's that smell? I've been taking a stroll around certain local attractions. Leslie, darling, can you find some clothes for my companion? I don't need it. Oh, I'll be happy to help. Besides, that smell. She sniffs the air and shrugs subtly in disgust. Let's go change your clothes. Before I open my mouth to protest, she takes my hand and leads me into a back room. Leslie presents several of her best dresses for my perusal. After I get dressed, I should just leave. I should just leave. I doubt any decent lady would wear that, but I've got no choice, and I'm certainly no lady. Oh, I love the green with her red hair. Oh my gosh. She looks so cute. Charming. This looks like a Cinderella dress. How cute. Here we go. It's a perfect fit, thank you. Her eyes scan my form approvingly and I'm slightly flustered. You're so cute. Isn't she just adorable, Gray? Indeed. Contrary to Leslie's playful charm, Gray's eyes are full of salacity and desire. Salacity. Ooh. I've never heard that one before. Salacity. The expression of undue or inappropriate interest in sexual matters. Saliciousness. Ooh. That's fun. Flaccidity and desire. I'm sure more than one woman has drowned in those stormy eyes. Before I can entertain the thought, he changes the subject. Leslie, get the lady something to drink, please. I'll head down. Down? McGray has already disappeared into the crowd, leaving my questions unanswered. What would you have? I think I'd like ale, gin, water. She probably can handle an ale, right? I hope. I probably should just stick to water. But then quenches the thirst better than a mug of dark, cold ale. Her face. But once again, her response is one that decides that she likes that. So we're going to stick to ale for the rest of the game. Great choice. I'd love to join you, but oh well. I'm on duty. She winks at me and rushes to get my order. I take some time to look around. Judging from the crowd, the pub is in a poor neighborhood. The people around me are mostly blue collars and drunken hawkers. Considering the time we spent wandering through the tunnels, this must be the outskirts of London town. I've got some time. The police won't be here anytime soon. I see Leslie returning. Here you go. Refreshing. I take several gulps and the blissful coolness spreads through my body, leaving a bitter aftertaste in my mouth. Blech. That's some great ale. Yes, ma'am, the owner brews it himself. Her eyes are full of warmth and her smile lights up the room. She's too pretty for this place. So, you and Gray, What's between the two of you? Absolutely nothing right now. Takes me a moment to figure out what she means. Oh, we're just acquaintances. And you don't even fancy him a bit? Okay, I haven't thought about it, like, as far as... I wouldn't say he's definitely not my type, because I don't... I'm having a hard time getting past the ickiness of what he's done recently. But I haven't given up on being friendos eventually. You know? It's still early. But that was fucked up. I haven't thought about it. Our relationship is strictly professional. As he giggles quietly. That's never been an issue for Mr. Gray. If only you knew how many hearts that man has broken. I hate to see you suffer because of him. Like, are you trying to be helpful or, like, helpful? Like, make these quotes today. Like, are you trying to just, like, warn women away from him so you can keep him for yourself? Because, once again, I'm probably going for Sherlock Holmes. Because I just always have a crush on Sherlock Holmes. I love Sherlock Holmes. I love everything about Sherlock Holmes. So, and so far, the one that we've seen hasn't disappointed. So, you deserve better. She touches my hand softly. If you ever need some company or a drink, come visit me. Come visit me here. I'll be waiting. Thank you. I remember. She winks at me again and dances away to the bar counter. I'm slightly worried about her. Because I don't think she'll end up being a love interest. So that means she's a pretty woman. And somebody is going around killing women. Supposedly the Ripper, but I think there's more to it than that. So I'm now concerned for her safety. What was that? Was she flirting with me? Or did Gray put her up to it? But right now I don't feel like processing it. I need to close this deal and leave here as soon as I can. I guess I have to lie low for a little while. But where the hell is Gray? It's hard to make out faces in the dark pub, tobacco smoke filling the air, so I wander deeper into the crowd. People call out to me, inviting me to join them at their booths. Someone even grabs my hand, but I shake it off. Where could he have gone? Have you ever been, like, grabbed in a club? It's just the most, I don't know, jaunting thing. I don't know. It's like, why are you grabbing my hand? I guess there's no other way to get somebody's attention, really, especially if they're just, like, walking past. I'm just like, don't pull me around, please. I'm sorry. I was random. I hear a muffled cry of excitement from afar, and people around me start to stir. People are rising from their seats. I follow the crowd, but an intimidating man stands in my way. Miss, you probably shouldn't go in there. Whoa, look at your arm. That's so steampunk. It's cool. Another burst of noise, followed by Mary whistling. What's going on in there? It's a fist fight, ma'am. Not appropriate fare for a lady. Who's doing the fighting? Mr. Gray, and he tries to recall a name. I think his name is... Really? Holmes? Sherlock or something. I don't know why, but my heart starts beating faster. I want to watch. Bad idea, I'm telling you, miss. You won't like it. He stands in my way, and I decide to... Yeah, I'm going to watch anyway. Thanks, I appreciate it. You know, he's actually pretty polite about it, so, but still, I'm going to go watch. Especially because Holmes is here. And I like how you said her heart starts beating faster. That's interesting. I'm not going to read too much into it, but you kind of can, though. I feel like her words, like, say a lot. Like, her little tidbits, like, of her personality kind of come through, and it kind of is really telling, I feel like, of how she's feeling at the current moment. Like, I feel like naturally she's still mad at Gray, and so she wouldn't think about romancing him, but, like, Sherlock is not off limits just yet. And technically, as opposed to this guy who got me into trouble, Sherlock saved my life. Just saying. And these loading screens. Jeez. I don't have all night. I need to get to sleep. It's like sleep when your baby sleeps. I'm trying. But, you know, this is the only time I have to play this freaking game. I've been really wanting to play it too. Well, I'm just talking. I'm gonna cut. Oh, it finally loaded. I've just been here vibing to this music. This music is really nice. I like it. Underground fistfights are not for the faint of heart, but they can be exhilarating. Let me in. I want to see. As you say, miss. He opens the door to a large basement room filled with people. In the center, there's a small ring where two men I recognize are already warming up. He looks so like cold and just like, you know, I wasn't sure what I was thinking about him when I first saw him on the cover. I'm like, I don't know. But it was really growing on me. Like, he's like different. He's different from any of the guys we've seen in like any of the stories, I feel. Like, he has a very unique look and I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. It's gonna be a nasty fight. Both men are busy with preparations. They don't see me watching. Would you like to place a bet? Excuse me? Do you want to bet money on one of the fighters? Is this guy just following me around? Are you gonna be my bodyguard? I like it. It's cool. Oh, you see different eye colors. Oh, it actually looks like one is just kind of scratched out. Do you want to bet money on one of the fighters? I look into my purse. You have enough money to place a bet. Ooh, okay. So what's another perks of having monies? Okay, I probably wouldn't have had enough if I had to pay, didn't have high enough fame, and I had to pay that stupid constable guy to give me a freaking blanket. I've got enough money, and I'll bet on Gray, bet on Holmes, or keep it. I'm gonna bet on Holmes. You see, like the Sherlock movie with Robert Downey Jr. Wasn't he like fighting in like something like this as well? He did pretty good, right? I'm gonna bet on Holmes. I kicked Gray's butt. No, I don't know. I cast a glance his way. Can he hear me? He seems to be in better shape. And I saw firsthand how quickly he put that monster down. That is true. I made up my mind. I placed my bet. Good luck. I hope you picked well. So do I. Either way, I won't regret it. He leaves and I make my way ringside to get a better view of the fight. Someone strikes a gong, the crowd roars, and the men in the arena assume fighting stances. Well, let's get to it. I'll knock you into next week. People whistle, yell, and cheer for the fighters with unbridled enthusiasm. Sherlock's perfect posture, firm muscles, cold gaze seems to be made of steel. Ray looks a little sloppy, but it's all part of the act. Holmes lunges forward quickly, and Gray jumps back. It's a textbook slight. Boring. I'm just warming up. They move carefully, appraising each other. The crowd calls out for blood, but the flames of the fight take hold, and the men are at each other's throats, fighting tooth and claw like wild beasts. People are chanting, and I feel like shouting out. Support Sherlock. Get him, Holmes. It doesn't seem possible, but he hears me through the uproar. Sherlock is momentarily distracted from the fight and looks at me wildly. Don't look at me! Oh no! Melody? The pause lasts just a second, but Gray sees an opportunity and attacks him from behind. Oh no! Watch out! My words are sobering, and Holmes blocks the attack just in time. Oh, okay, good. Sherlock is flattered by your support. Yay! They fight with all their might, delivering blow after blow, falling down and getting up again. The crowd is in a frenzy. People are having the time of their lives watching these two men try to kill each other. A fistfight can so easily go wrong. I hope the guys will be rational. One massive blow, another, and another. Gray misses his parry and falls to the floor. Give up. You lost. Like hell I did. He rushes at Sherlock with his last ounce of strength, but Holmes smoothly evades the attack, delivering a crushing gut punch. Gray falls to the ground and stays there for several minutes, unable to get up. The burly man climbs up to the stage, announcing, Sherlock has won. I wonder, did I dictate that by who I bet on? I wonder, does Gray win if you bet on Gray instead? And that's what you... Because I'm like, what does the diamond option give you besides more money? But like, or is it random? Well, surely it wouldn't be random if you're paying diamonds for it. Huh. I wonder how that plays out. And I get monies. You bet on the winner and wants money. You bet on the winner. So does Sherlock always win? Because that seems to reason that you can lose. The moment the guys step out of the ring, the crowd loses interest in them. The people return to the pub, to their glasses, mugs, and bottles. They discuss the fight as they filter past me. He absolutely trumps that guy. Yeah, that Sherlock guy hits like a sack of bricks. Soon, the stars of the fight show up as well. They both sing better days. You deserve that. Sorry. You look shaky. That's exactly how he fights. Stop! How are you doing, Melody? You left so quickly yesterday. Yeah. He catch me by surprise and I can't think of an answer. I'm glad you're doing well. Take care. Thank you. He bows out, leaving Gray and I alone in the bustling pub. So what'd you think of the fight? Captivating. I just need a little more time. Yeah, sure. And I would have knocked him out cold. Yeah, that's what you said earlier. Men, they just can't leave well enough alone. Look, I don't care. I just want to conclude our business. I was about to suggest that myself. I'm only after an ancient pendant you stole. Yeah. He produced a drawing and shows it to me. A shivers and electric current runs through my body. Can't help but remember the visions that came to me when I touched that thing. Look familiar? Yes, but I don't have it. I sold it. What? To whom? To a pawn shop. I wrote the address down for you. Oh no, sweetheart. You'll take me there in person. There's nothing I can do. I give him my word. So we head to Dykers. Oh. Well... That's kind of out of my hands now. Oh, jeez. The shop is dark and chilly, but that's the only thing familiar about this place I've known since childhood. Are they blaming me for Dykers' murder? Well, then why would his body still be here? Everything is trashed. Books are piled up on the floor, statuettes are broken, and all the furniture is overturned. What happened here? I don't know. He unholsters his revolver and moves cautiously around the room. I follow him and look down. Old man Dykers lies on the floor in a pool of his own blood. He's dead. Oh no. There's horror in his frozen eyes. A monster, then. By all the devils. Is this the man you sold the opinion to? Gray's words get lost in the whirlwind of my thoughts. Uncle Dykers. I've known him all my life. Melody, can you hear me? Huh? Was he the one who bought the pendant from you? Yes. We need to find it. A man has died. His house is in shambles and Gray's worried about a fucking trinket. Gray. Gray knows the limits. What's so special about this pendant? I'll help you, I promise. Yeah, I want to know what's so special about this little pendant. Why do you care so much about it? Not me. I promised someone I'd retrieve it. I'm sorry, I can't tell you anything more. I try to focus and think logically. In that case, I have a full moral right to walk away from my deal. I can't work with someone who won't be honest with me. I turn to leave, but an unfamiliar voice stops me in my tracks. No need to hurry, Miss Melody. Who the fuck are you? Who are you? But instead of answering me, he looks to my companion. The pendant is not here. How do you... A woman steps out from behind the man's shoulder. It's the one from my visions. I would have felt it. Miss Abigail. We suspect the pendant is already far from here. I can't take my eyes off of her, and my head is spinning. Who the hell are you people? Huh. I still really like the story. Curiouser and curiouser. I like this. We got like some mystery vibes going around. I feel like the flow of it is like really nice. We've gotten some nice flashbacks. So I feel like at this point we really kind of understand Irene's character. It says your new acquaintances are hiding some mystery, but doesn't matter if they're paying well. Who knows? Let's go. So I'm guessing we're talking about the two new people that we just met, which is fun. We're still having that loading problem because it's the same day I'm recording all three of these episodes since London back to back. So here we are, because I finally have some time. So I'm doing this, but these loading screens have been insane. And I feel bad for the people who've been trying to play the event for Wave Patrol, which I should have been because I need to replay season 1 still, but I found out that Sherlock Holmes wins no matter what. So if you bet on Gray, you'll lose money. But I think who you can support and who you can bet on is independent from each other. So if you want to bet on Sherlock to get the money and then support Gray just to get his relationship up, you can still do that. So I like that. I like how that works because that way you can still get your money. You don't have to lose money just because you're dating Gray. And I like that. Chapter 3, an offer you can't refuse. Silence looms in the pawn shop. It's oppressive, suffocating, and incredibly tense. This guy, he looks pretty cool. I repeat my question. Who the hell are you people? That's what she really said. Who are you? They share a guarded look, and the man is the first to speak. He has a deep, soothing voice that sounds unbelievably calm given the circumstances. My name is Roger Evans, and this young lady is... He points to the girl, Miss Abigail. Glad to see you again, Melody. How do you know me? We met before, remember? I nod, and scenes from the recent past rush through my mind. You don't have to remind me. I just played it. Oh, they even remember my outfit. It's called why. So it's different than normal fire because I feel like we're in some sort of weird world or something. And she says some person named Mananan. So I'm guessing we need the amulet to fight him or something like that. No idea. The memories make my head spin and the freshly healed bite mark on my neck starts pulsating. How is this possible? I thought that was a dream. Not quite. You went to a place called Unbeing. Interesting. What is it? Please tell me in details. Unbeing is the border between this and the other worlds. Let me show you. She touches my hand and the two of us are suddenly in that gloomy forest again. What happened? How did we end up here? It's sort of projection. I reach out to a nearby branch. It's cool and smooth to the touch. It smells the way a forest normally would after a spring rain. But this is an illusion. How can I feel everything? She smiles and has pride in her eyes. It's a very good projection. But that's not the point now. Do you see this lake? I do. This is the soul mirror. It reflects your entire life. Oh. She carefully considers her words and I seem to be under her spell. Her brows move a fraction and suddenly she's quite serious. When your body dies, Mananan. Okay, let's go and decide how we're going to pronounce this. Mananan. Okay, we're going to go with that. Mananan. That's what we're going to do. Guides the soul to the land of youth or you're reborn on the lower levels into animals, plants, stones. It all depends on the life you've led. The lake can show all that? Indeed. Would you like to know which form you'd be reborn into if you died? Yes. He takes my hand and leads me to the water. Then look. The smooth, flat surface does indeed look like a mirror. There are thick bushes and grass everywhere, but not a single leaf or branch in the lake. I hold my breath, lean closer, and see my reflection. Thanks to your high fame, you can get into the land of youth. I see myself. That means you're a good person. You don't know me at all. But you're alive, and it's just a projection? Yes. A chilly gust of wind leaves me feeling unsettled. I think it's time we leave this place. A moment later, we're standing back in Dagger's pawn shop. Still air fills my lungs instead of the forest freshness, and I see piles of old junk instead of the lush thicket. Still, I'm glad to be in London once again. That was enlightening. Oh, I'm so glad you liked it. It's amazing how quickly her emotions shift. A flicker of eyelashes, a half smile, a raised eyebrow. Abigail has mastered the art of subtle micro-expressions. I found myself staring and changed the subject immediately. But you saved me from the unbeing. How is that possible? You had the pendant, so I was able to track you. Abigail is a medium. She senses things at a distance and can travel between the worlds. That's not all I can do. A soft blush graces her cheeks and my mind wanders. Is she love interest? I'm getting love interest vibes. I am. It's all so unreal. What kind of magic pendant is this? A small cough interrupts my thoughts and Evan's voice sounds harsh. Abigail, dear, we're losing time. Yes, sir, of course. We need to find that pendant at all cost. As I said, it's not here, but there's a way to find out who took it. You don't mean? It's the only way. They both turn towards the corpse on the floor. Oh, they're going to talk to Rikers. We'll have to ask him. The silence hangs over us like the sword of Damocles. Finally, Grace speaks up. Silence hangs over us like the sword of Damocles. Why specifically did they say that? That sounds familiar, but I don't know what it is. I see. So you kind of feel like something terrible is going to happen to you. Finally, Grace speaks up. What exactly do you mean to do? I'd almost forgotten he was still here. Are you going to talk to a corpse? Not quite. You'll see. Follow us. Hey! We're going to hold a seance. It smells humid here and threatening shadows dance in the corners. The moment I step over the threshold, I get the urge to run. Abigail, make the preparations and we'll get started. She nods obediently and produces several items from the folds of her cloak. She draws a pentagram on the table and one by one lights the candles. What's she gonna do? I shiver. Grace seems nervous as well. I don't think I want to take part in this. You'll have to, Mr. Gray. We have a deal. It sounds like he's in some sort of trouble, actually. But like a bolt from the blue, Mr. Evans, previously so calm, explodes in anger. If you had done your job in the first place, none of this would have happened. You were just supposed to take the pendant from the brothel, but you couldn't even do that right. That's why he was super... Wait, that's why he was super suspicious. He was wondering if I was after the pendant, too. But I fooled him, and I got away. And so he tried to get it back because he was mad that he got in trouble. And so he got me in trouble because he was in trouble. But he's still in trouble. Because he still doesn't have the pendant. Oh, and they found out that the pendant got away from him and he didn't have it on time like he was supposed to. Because he was downstairs hanging out. What was he doing down there? I don't know. What was his plan to go and get the pendant? Because it seemed like everybody else was up in that room other than him. Sherlock was in the room. I was in the room. Random girl strolled up in the room. Nobody even said anything about her just waltzing her ass in there. Like, so why couldn't he have made it up to the room? So was he really just downstairs sleeping around? And the sudden flare of temper thickens the air. It feels heavy around me. I feel the cold claws of panic in my back. They're crawling toward my throat, threatening to cut off my air supply. I shift focus to Abigail, hoping her attentions will settle my nerves. Are you going to look into the past, go to unbeing, raise Decker's spirit? Conduct a seance? She looks up at me, surprised. Yes, but how did you guess? They said you're a medium. And of course, that would be the fastest way. Like, and they said you're a medium. And the way he said it is if I should understand what a medium is. So, and the best person who would know what happened was the person who was there. So, yay, but I got fame for that. But yeah, that should be common knowledge. That's interesting. Are you also a mystic practitioner? I'm starting to be. I would never. No, I'm just a quick study. Wait. She doesn't like mystic stuff. Is that because of what happened in the past and that when she tried to pray, it didn't work for her? I wonder. Because we should listen to Irene, I feel like. But I wonder why she's saying that. I wonder if it's because she felt like it didn't work, or she doesn't believe in she hadn't seen what real magic can do and believe that she could actually do it herself, or she just really doesn't want to do magic. In which case, maybe we should do Crimson Shadow. I don't know. We'll figure that out. No, I'm just a quick study. Her gaze lingers on me approvingly. Abigail appreciated your wits. Really? I'm telling you, I'm getting LI vibes, and I'm down for it. But why? Oh, now we gotta decide between Abigail and Sherlock. Deckers was the last one to see the pendant, so he should be able to tell us who took it. Everything is ready. We can start. I've never been to a seance before, and I don't know how to act. Gray's also clearly uncomfortable, but that's hilarious. Contrarily, Abigail and Evan seem utterly serene. They ask us to join them at the table and hold hands. Gray's on my right, and Abigail is to the left. See, even the game decided I should be a ginger. I stop. She sinks into a trance, muttering something to herself, swaying from side to side. Malformed shadows arc along the walls. Abruptly, Abigail raises her head and calls out, Ego voco super vos, o immortalis spiritas. I'm not even going to try to complete the rest of this. I suck at Latin. With each phrase, her voice grows more imperative. The candlelight flickers and a cold shudder runs down my spine. I begin to shiver. Something dark approaches. I can feel it in my skin. A sudden draft feels like an answer to her words. I know you're here. Reveal thyself. Cold air braces my shoulders and my breath plumbs as if in the dead of the winter. And then we see. Oh, hey. What you doing, buddy? His face is ashen gray, lips blue and cracked. His gaze is hollow, but there's no mistaking Mr. Deckers is standing before us. He surveys us grimly, focusing on me. Melody. The ghost silhouette shimmers and moves toward me. I shrink back towards Abigail, shrink back towards Gray, or stay put. Is this a relationship thing? Or should I be shrinking back at all? But the way that they have it here, it seems more like a relationship thing as opposed to a fame thing or like a thing about my character. I mean, that's perfectly normal to shrink back a little bit. I mean, she never experienced something like this before. But we're going to go towards Abigail because I'm still mad at Gray. So I don't hide behind her, nor do I shriek like a child, but I do grip her palm tighter. Okay. Fear not. As long as our hands are joined, he's no danger to us. The ghost stares at me. What do you want from me? Astonished, I choke on my words, but Abigail guides me. Melody, ask the spirit a question. The dead man's stare chills my soul. I wanted to stop, to run away from here, but my lips move on their own accord. Uncle Deckers, tell me. Do I only get one answer? Well, he doesn't know where the amulet is right now, but if he can tell us who killed... Do you see those eyes peeping out from this cabinet here in the back? Stuff like that always like this hits me randomly. Oh, there's more than one eye. Who killed you? Who did this to you? A ripple crosses the ghost's countenance, and the old man's lips twist into a malicious grimace. A hellspawn. A monster. His words make my skin crawl. I recall the monster who attacked me the other night. I don't even want to think about it. Mr. Evans, however, maintains his composure surprisingly well. Tell me, spirit, what did the monster look like? Its skin, hair, teeth. Maybe you remember the odor? What's up with this gruesome line of questioning? The smell? Oh yes, I remember the smell. The smell of my own blood as it bit through my neck. I don't know what it is, but it was not of this earth. An undead? A walking corpse? An abomination, that's what it was. But I know, but it's not really helpful. Astonished, I choke on my words, but Abigail guides me. Melody, ask the spirit a question. The dead man's... Okay, so you get to ask those questions. It's kind of looped. The one you bought for me? That cursed amulet. It got me killed. What? I feel as though an icy wave has washed over me. You're strangely cognizant for a ghost. Can you tell us where the thieves went? What's in it for me? I'm already dead. Abigail utters several words in a language I don't recognize, and the spirit reacts as if bound by invisible chains. Answer the question. Which? Answer. She recites several more incantations, and the spirit is doubled over in pain. There was a man with them. He mentioned the Whitechapel slums. His voice trembles, and something hostile flickers in his vacant eyes. Decker turns to me again, and my calm demeanor begins to crack. His gaze is full of burning hatred. This is all your fault, Melody. You brought me the amulet, and in doing so, cursed me to die. You bought it. So, you could have just bought the fucking gems. He advances toward me. The candles no longer flicker. The flames blaze and roar, reaching high into the air. The trappings of the room seem to have gone insane. Closet doors open and close on their own, and the floorboards creak ominously. You'll pay for this. The old man looms over me. I forget Abigail's warning and break the circle using my hands to shield myself. Oh no. No! Nothing can stop me now. The shadow of the vengeful spirit swells around me. Sometimes there are various paths a story can take. The path your story follows depends on your highest score of Sepulchral Whisper or Crimson Shadow. Okay, so now we're going to get to decide, fully decide, like, what we like more. So if I like what's about to happen, because we're going to get the Sepulchral one, then we can continue on. If not, then we can double back and try the other vibe. Melody, catch. He throws something at me. The path of Sepulchral Whistle is the path of mystical powers. With magic. I twist and catch the vial mid-flight. Splash it onto the spirit. What is it? Quick! Her command forces me to act. I barely taken the cap out before the cloud of frigid smoke comes after me. It's your fault I'm dead. I splash the liquid from the vial into the ghost and hear Abigail's voice call out, Exire. There's a flash in mid-air and the ghost disappears. He just vanishes like dust. For several moments I stand there, unmoving, feeling nothing but my heartbeat in my throat. Mr. Evans' preoccupied voice brings me around. Abigail, she's not well. The girl who just raised Decker's spirit from the other side and forced him to talk is now quietly sliding to the floor. She looks completely exhausted. I'm sorry. Hush, dear, hush. You just need to rest. What's with her? Multiple seances in a single day is far too much for one medium. He swoops her into his arms just before her head hits the floor. It's fine, I can... Don't be silly. We'll carry you to the carriage and get you home. I'll help. And Melody? Will she come with us? All eyes are on me. Melody, please. Stay by my side. Sure, okay. Only if you let us get you to the carriage right away. Her eyes light up with joy. Your words have hardened Abigail. You leave me no choice. Hey, I don't have a problem with Abigail. Like Sherlock, she also saved our lives. Only asshole here is Grey. I'll come around, I will. Melody is sensible, as always. It's like passive aggressive. We'll leave the pawn ship presently, headed to Evans's home. I mean, seriously, like, where else am I gonna go? Like, I don't have anything else to do. And, I feel like I'm kind of drawn into this, so there's no point in being like, nah, I got somewhere else to be. An opulent manor basks in the rays of dawn above us. I've been to houses like this before, but only ever at night and uninvited. There's definitely a sizable score to be had here. Keep it together. Do not steal from friends, okay? And trust me, you probably don't want anything from this home. My thieves' practiced eye quickly sizes up the scenery, looking for an easy payday. It takes an act of sheer will to stop evaluating my surroundings and proceed like a welcome guest. Luckily, the house staff is here to help. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Alfred. See that there's a bed prepared for Miss Abigail. She's a little under the weather. Right away, sir. And the others? Bring tea to the sitting room for us. After such a trying night, I feel calm or uncomfortable. Should we go for calm? Soft morning light filtering in through the window chases away the remainders of the nightmare. It feels like a dream. Even though I know it wasn't, I'm sure Decker's angry spirit won't find me here. So I can rest. I lean back into the armchair and close my eyes. Someone touches my shoulder. How are you feeling? Better now, thank you. The tea arrives and Evans turns to me all courtesy. Melody, you've shown yourself to be very courageous tonight. Thank you. He coughs and his tone becomes more businesslike. I'd like you to work for me. Doing what? Help me find the pendant stolen from Dykers. Your particular set of skills may end up being very useful.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
Because I got to the pendant before he did. And had I known to give it to somebody else instead of selling it, it would have already been in their hands by now, is what he's saying. Ooh. Yes, I have good informants, and I'm prepared to pay. He claps his hands casually, and Alfred approaches. He has a hefty purse filled with coins, which he places in front of me. This is very generous, but I'm not accustomed to working for anyone other than myself. Taking orders, no thanks, but still, the money is good. I guess I'll... Well, she seems undecided. So from that, it's telling me that maybe she wants to stall. I'm kind of getting in Irene's mindset, right? So, like, we don't want to just say flat out, no. Money is good, and I mean, I don't really have nothing else to do. So, why don't we stall? I feign disinterest and say in a non-committal voice, I don't know, I've been thinking of leaving London. Very unfortunate. It's getting so dangerous in the city anymore. And tonight's incident, it was unsettling, to say the least. He nods understandingly, points to the money, and says, this is just an advance. Once I have the pendant in hand, I'll pay you again just as much. Now we're talking. I pretend to hesitate and then agree to the very hefty sum. You bargained well and are gaining more money. Oh, you don't agree right away. Ha ha. Okay. She was giving, I feel like she tells you how to act, really. Like, she's telling you, like, it's good money, so we kind of want to say yes, but we kind of want to say no because we don't want to work for nobody. So it's like, just find out a little bit more about it. And so we got some more money. We shake hands, happy with the deal we struck. What do I need to do? Tonight, you're heading into the slums with Gray. But you'll be able to find the amulet faster together. He remains courteous, but the imperative notes in his voice are unmistakable. I can only hope we'll conclude our business soon. For now, you may rest. Alfred has prepared several rooms. You may choose that which is most to your liking. Follow me, miss. I must admit, Evans is quite generous. Hey, I get room and board too. When I lay eyes on my chambers, I decide I can live with his imperiousness. Okay. These are different room options. Okay. I was gonna say, we don't have to pay for that. I'm thinking the middle room. I already like the middle room best. The first one seems stuffy. The last one seems, dusty. No, it seems like dark and kind of dreary. And the middle one seems like, you know, those light, airy, tones that I like. We're pretending that Abigail's in the first room, and Gray's gonna be in the dreary dark room. I look around. The furniture is tasteful and constructed with quality material. The atmosphere in this room inspires rest and relaxation. If you need anything, just ring the bell. Thank you. He walks away and I admire my accommodations, but slowly my joy shifts into an ache. If someone had told me as a child that I lived here, I would have never believed it. Memories creep in and I'm taken back to the days of my childhood. Ooh, more flashbacks. As we escape the prison fire, my savior and I find a home within the slums. The air stinks of garbage and decay and our house looks like a waste heap. But there is one thing of value here. Freedom. The old man who saved me from the fire's name is Fagin. He's been homeless his entire life and now he teaches me the art of survival. Remember, girl, you need two things to survive on the street. Nimble hands and quick legs. Use those tools right and you'll be able to swipe purses and handkerchiefs from the richest of pockets. But stealing is bad. Auntie says it's a sin. Your auntie isn't here, is she? If you want to eat, you'll have to lower those morals a bit. He gets very nervous when I talk about sin. But the old man is kind to me. He feeds and teaches me. Watch my hands, girl. Fagin produces an old coin purse, a greasy handkerchief, and a fob watch out of his dirty pockets. Watch carefully. Yes, sir. He spins the item in his fingers and quickly shoves them back into his pockets. He puts the watch into the left pocket of his trousers, the kerchief to the right pocket of his coat, and the purse to the right pocket of his trousers. Wait. Okay. Left pocket is the watch, right pocket of pants is the purse, and his handkerchief is in a coat. Kind of where it should be. Now tell me, what's hidden here? Points at the left pocket of his coat. Well, nothing. You put the handkerchief in your right. That's what you just said. Because the other two items were in the pants, and he put the thing in his right, the kerchief. So there's nothing in his left handkerchief. Nothing in the left pocket of his coat. Old man nods approvingly. That's right. You have a quick eye. I just read that sentence a couple times. He shambles across the room. The floorboards screech and the rags draping the walls shudder from his heavy stride. I want to know what else Grandpa Fagin comes up with. This time, he picks up a wood chip from the floor and lowers it into the lapel pocket of his vest. Lapel pocket of his vest. That's where he also puts the watch, and then he shoves 2 apple cores from under the table into his coat pockets. Wait, I forgot. Was it in his left trousers? Oh no. Let's continue our game. What's in here? Lapel pocket of the coat. I think he said that. Oh no. What attentive girl. Oh no. I forgot. She's useless. Let's try again and wash my hands. Oh god. Okay, fine. Sorry. He paced around the room again, looking for something to hide this time. I wait with bated breath as he notices something between the floorboards. It's an old pen covered in dust and soot. The old man puts it into the right pocket of his trousers along with a cigarette butt. Okay. A pen and a cigarette butt are in the right pocket of his pants. He has another cigarette and an apple core in the right pocket of his coat. Okay, so right and right. I should just write this shit down. How do I not have a notepad by me? I usually always have a notepad. I'm tripping right now. Okay. Cigarette butt and a pen in the right pocket of his trousers. Cigarette and apple core in the right pocket of his coat. And the top pockets of his vest are filled with wood chips. Okay, so the vest has wood chips. And everything else is on the right side. Cigarette and apple and a coat. Cigarette and pen and the trousers. So if anything is on the left and that's not in a vest, there's nothing there. Okay. What's in here? Right pocket of his trousers. The pen and a cigarette. It's the pen and a cigarette, Grandpa Fagin. Claps his hand in excitement. What a clever girl. There's an intelligent student deserves a coin. He puts a dirty shilling in my palm. I probably would have gotten more money if I had gotten the second one correctly. You answer correctly several times, earning money. Okay. You just have to answer correctly, I think, twice. Maybe if you answer correctly all the time, maybe I'll get more money. Thanks to simple games like this, I excelled at our craft and I earned more first coins. Fagin, how much do I need to steal to become rich? For a moment he freezes, examining me with an inquiring gaze, and then bursts into giggles. Silly girl. You and I would never be rich. Unless you manage to steal someone's destiny. I'm hurt and devastated, but the old man pats my head and speaks calmly. Yes, we live in a dirty hole and eat scraps, but we're much more free and honest than any of these snobbish lords living in their grandiose manners. But I want to buy myself pretty things. If you're diligent, you learn to obtain them without money. Thanks to that ragged old man, I became who I am today. Maybe it's not the most prestigious occupation, but I make my own way. My thoughts are interrupted by a persistent knocking. The image of Fagin and his hovel fade away. I open my eyes. I'm lying on the bed with no memory of falling asleep. The continued knocking wakes me up completely. I get up and run to the door. You're looking disheveled. Thanks, Gray. Did you come here just to tell me that? Not quite. Looks me over from head to toe. I'm just letting you know it's time. I'll wait for you downstairs. Your relationship is distant, so Gray is cold. I look at him walking away and think, should I invite Gray in? I shouldn't. Yeah, we distant. What do you expect? You turned me into jail. Look, I'm not going to immediately be warm and inviting, especially when there's other people to be nice to around you. Just saying. I guess we should try to work on it if we're going to be friendos. I call out to him. Wait. Yeah? Would you want to come in for a minute? After all, we'll be working closely together. He hesitates but accepts the invitation. Gray walks into the room nonchalantly, taking in the decor. It's a grand house, isn't it? How do you know the owner? I'm working for him, just like you. Yes, but what kind of man is he, and why does he need the pendant? Whoa, hold your horses, lady. I don't concern myself with such things, and neither should you. And why don't we have a drink of this lovely bourbon instead? He offers me a glass. I thought we decided we liked ale. I'm trying to be nice. He's not a bad person. I take a sip and the alcohol rushes to my head. That sounds horrible. I like you more and more, my dear. And I would hate for something to happen to you tonight. Did he just drug me? Don't worry, I can stand up for yourself. Yes, I've heard. Suddenly he takes my hand in his and he looks deep into my eyes, trying to hypnotize me. Please don't go looking for trouble in the slums tonight. Stay by my side. Okay, he didn't drug me. What to say? It'd be such a shame if this beautiful face were to be marred in a brawl. Fine, fine. The dirty work is all yours. And now, please leave. I need to change. I'll wait for you downstairs. Okay. I can't pull off the job wearing this. I look myself over critically and open the wardrobe, whistling with surprise. Evans has filled it with clothes my size. I don't even want to know how he knew. Okay. We're going to be a deadly shadow. Fancy. I like it. We're going to be guarding night. Oh. Or elusive. Huh. All good options. This girl's outfit choices are very nice. I'm like seriously struggling like all the time, like choosing stuff. That's usually not the case. It's usually like one clear option that's just like, obviously. But with these, it's a bit more nuanced. So much more comfortable. Several strayed locks get caught in the clasp. I should put my hair away. Oh, okay. I was going to change my hair anyway. Woo! Embroidered hood. And it's still ginger. Hood with a brooch. Or a simple hood. Ooh. That still looks good. Let's go with the embroidered hood though, because we fancy like that. And we're still gingers. I'm loving the ginger love here, please. Thank you. Maybe it's because that's how she looked on the cover. So for once, they're letting me be a redhead for the whole game. And I'm down with this. Now I'm ready. One last glance at the mirror and I'm rushing headlong into danger. I love the music from this game. I am just like totally in. You're pretty quick. I've had to wait hours for ladies just for dinner. Fool, we're not going to dinner, fool. Poor thing. However, did you cope? Blackmail them too? Hey, I'm a gentleman. I prefer not to rush a lady. Now that we're done with sniping at each other, it's time to get down to business. Let's go find that damn pendant. It's night and I'm once again on the prowl. But this time I'm not aiming for the grand locales and houses of indulgence, but instead for one of the grimiest places around. Whatever's in store for us there, stay sharp. I hear light footsteps behind us. Abigail emerges from the darkness like a cat. Oh hey, your dress is pretty. And you're wearing purple. It's like she's calling out to me. It's like she's calling out to me. I made it. Abigail, how are you feeling? It's supposed to be in bed. I'm not the one you should be worrying about tonight. She produced a small pouch out of the folds of her dress. Take it. It might be useful should you come across an... She stutters and I finish the sentence for her. Undead? Yes. You'll find an incantation and an elixir. I wonder would she have given me something else if I was going strength route? For fighting evil creatures. Thank you. I hope you won't need it. She fans her eyelashes and a glimmer of hope shows up on her face. I try to hold that image in my heart so it can guide me through the oncoming darkness. The Whitechapel slums await. That seemed like it was getting ready to end. But yeah, I'm vibing with this whole thing. I like it. Okay. Okay. So that's the final episode from this update of this new story. I'm really enjoying what's happening here. I like this a lot. I can say that this feels like a success for me. I already have very high hopes for this story. I feel like I'm going to enjoy the story a lot. There were times, of course, when I was upset by things happening in the story, but upset in a way, not in a way that didn't make sense for once. Because I feel like I've been in like dealing with a string of that. I'm just like, why would the story choose to do that? But in this one, like, I'm upset because, you know, the story wants you to be upset, and it makes sense in the story for you to be upset. Like, you feeling like indignation on behalf of Irene, you know, like when Gray turns her over or something like that, you know, of course you like righteous indignation, and that feels different than like why the fuck would he do that? That doesn't make any sense for his character to do that. It makes all the sense. We don't know his character. We're figuring it out as we go along. So I feel like I'm gonna set this up in a way where I'm not just like annoyed. I'm not annoyed. I'm, you know, just, you know, feeling good about the story. So I like that. That's very nice. It's like cleansing. Because I feel like I'm gonna be annoyed with what I'm gonna read next, which is Dracula, a love story. And we know how I feel about the main character in that one, in present day version of her anyway. So that's gonna be fun. And we're probably gonna go back to the past again. I dodged it for like one episode, but we're gonna have to go back eventually. So I'm gonna be mad about that, because I'm always mad when we go to the past with her. So yeah, I'm glad I had this nice cleansing to cleanse my palate a little bit. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this part right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and show the like button, some love, subscribe to see more content like this, and to see Dracula soon. And I will see you next time. Bye.